Okay, so in this section here, we're going to be looking at loans and doing some calculations of what type of loans are best and what calculations needed for them. And the try these is just a review of multiplying by percents. So 18% is 0.18 times 1900. So 0.18 times 1900 is $342. Okay, 50% of 6,000. Well, 50% is like 0.5 or half of 6,000. You don't really even need a calculator for that. 80%, 0.8 times 960. So 0.8 times 960 is 768. And 9%, that's 0.09 times 3,200. 288. Okay. So one way to borrow money is to get a loan. With most loans, interest is calculated daily and paid monthly. Loans are either secured or unsecured. A secured loan requires collateral. So collateral is something that's worth some money that the bank could take from you if you didn't pay your loan back. So typically it might be a car or something that's expensive. It could be a property, a house, or whatever. But if you own that, then you're getting a loan for another house. So the chart of the information. So loans, personal loans, go to the bank for those. Unsecured means you don't have collateral, but the interest rate would be higher. Okay, then if you do have collateral, then the interest rate would be lower. So that's why it's helpful to have some collateral. You've heard of payday or fast cash advances. Those are like money marts that you've seen. It says fast cash. So they will give you a loan, but it will be with very high interest rates and have to be paid back pretty fast. And so it's not ideal. For sure, you want to stick to going to the bank if you want a loan, or things like student loans maybe you want to get when you graduate. And you don't have to pay while you're in school, but then you do have to start paying after you graduate. Usually it's about 6 months afterwards, and the interest rate is usually low, right? They're trying to help you out so that you can get to school, right? Get to university or college. Auto loan, you don't have to go to the bank for that. You can go to the car dealership, and then the vehicle is the collateral for that. And usually it's 5 to 7 years because that's the life of a car, although they last longer, but when it's in decent shape. And usually the interest rates are pretty low. Sometimes that's an incentive to get people to buy a car that have low interest rates. And then you can also at the bank get an RSP loan. And so typically, then when you get that loan, then you want to, if you get money back in your income tax, pay some of that off. So those are some types of loans. It says Doug wants a secured loan to start his own painting business. Doug will use his car as collateral. The bank will loan Doug 75% of his car's equity. Doug's car is worth $45,000, but he owes $15,000 on it. How much will the bank lend Doug? So what's the equity? Well, you want to subtract the $15,000. So basically, he's paid $30,000 towards his car already. So he probably has a car loan that still has $15,000 left on it. So then we're going to take the 75% as a decimal, 0.75, and multiply by the 30,000 to see how much the bank will lend Doug. So that's going to be 0.75 times 30,000 is 22,500. So that's how much the bank will lend Duck. Okay. Next one, Brittany is borrowing $3,200 for 6 months. She has good credit. What type of loan should she get? Justify your answer. So let's go back to the chart. Basically, it doesn't say it's for a car. She has good credit, so probably a personal loan would be the best with low interest rates. If she has good credit, then maybe she won't need collateral, but for sure she wants a personal loan. She shouldn't go to the fast, even though it's a short amount of time for the loan, she shouldn't go to one of those fast cash places because the interest rate will be far too high. Brenda is lending Fatuma $600 to buy a sewing machine to start a small business. Brenda charges simple interest at 2% per year. At the end of the year, Fatuma will repay Brenda. How much will Fatuma owe? So simple interest is the $600 times the rate, 0.02, times the time, 1 year. Okay, so basically 600 times 0.02. You can probably do that in your head, but there we go, is $12. So that's what Fatuma will owe. Not so much. Nicholas is paying his $18,900 student loan. The interest rate is 3.2% per year. It is compounded daily and payable monthly. In his first payment, Nicholas will pay the interest owing. He will also pay an extra $300 of the principal. So I forgot to mention that with loans, you can, depending on usually at a bank anyway, those type of loans, you can pay off extra. If say you saved up some money and you wanted to pay down the amount owing on a car or whatever loan you have, then you can do that. And then that will reduce the interest that you'll end up paying overall. So what interest does Nicholas owe? So compound interest, so 18,900, 1 plus interest rate yearly amount is 0.032 divided by the days in the year, and then he's going to pay for 30 days of the interest. Okay, so if you don't have a graphing calculator, we'll do it from the inside out. So 0.032 divided by 365, enter on that, plus 1, enter on that, raised to the exponent 30, enter on that, times 18,900, and so that's 18,949.77. 18,949.77. So now we take that and subtract the principal. So that's going to be $49.77 in interest. So the first payment will be that amount, but he's also going to pay $300. He saved up $300 to pay as well, so $349.77. So that means he'll end up paying off his loan a little faster. Okay, and so now you can work on the practice for this section and then go to 5.3.